Hi there, I'm Alice Antoinette, and I'm a traveling freelance model. Because of the nature of my job, I often find myself overseas for photo shoots, and at one point in my career, I lived overseas for an entire year. Living overseas for an extended period didn't come without its trials and tribulations, though. I should mention the minor inconveniences that I have ran into while I travel, that way, if you decide to follow in my footsteps, you know what to expect. In this video, I'm gonna break down exactly what burnt me out from traveling and why I decided to pick myself back up and get back out there. Time zone changes. The first thing that you'll notice when you start to travel for work is that the time zones will absolutely affect you. It'll initially affect you with your sleep schedule, which if you travel over quite a substantial distance, you'll have to re-acclimatize yourself to the new environment that you find yourself in. You also have to get used to calling your friends and family back home at new specific hours of the day that correlate with their daytime hours. Indigestion. I have to mention it. The next thing you might notice if you travel for long distance trips is that you could experience some serious indigestion. We all know airline food isn't the greatest, and when you land somewhere new, you may not necessarily know where the best places are to eat. And you could find some of the best food in town to eat, but your stomach may not be used to it, and it could make you sick for a week or two, or even longer if you're sensitive. Language barriers. Another small inconvenience, which is a positive and a negative, is experiencing language barriers along the way. I'd say that English has been the most predominant language in tourist destinations all over the world, but there are times that I wish that I could communicate 100% effectively with people in their native tongue. When I lived in countries where a lot of Americans don't typically travel to, such as Cyprus, I found that with every person that I met, I would have to gauge how much English they knew exactly. That way, I'd be able to tailor the conversation based off of their knowledge. I was always appreciative that non-native English speakers would take the effort to learn at least some English, because there's no way I would learn all of these different languages. I did really miss my native language being spoken to me after a while, and I have to be honest, I did miss having fluent conversations with native English speakers. Being away from family and friends. For starters, it's extremely exciting when you first start traveling out into the world with groups of other creative people. I started my international travels by becoming a part of model photography events. Don't get me wrong, I really loved my experience creating with like-minded individuals, but I do find myself to be more introverted. And after 1 or 2 weeks of being around new acquaintances, I would find myself missing my true friends and family back home. Traveling is an absolutely eye-opening experience, and it's one that I absolutely wish for everybody to try at some point in their life. So despite the homesickness that I can feel sometimes, I still continue to travel more often than I'm at home. And although I miss the stability that a home can provide, traveling has taught me to find stability within myself, which is much more rewarding for my own growth. Again, these are all just minor inconveniences that I faced while I traveled, but I think that they're important to note, and it can affect your mental health while you're traveling long term. Despite the little trials and tribulations I run into while I travel, it's certainly my preferred lifestyle, since I'm in control of making my own hours and traveling to wherever I'd like to work. I've built my career as an international traveling freelance model for quite a few years now, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. The positive impact that traveling has had on my life can't compare to a 9-to-5 career. I get paid to experience the environment around me. I get to take it all in and then project my emotions back out into the environment. I get to learn new cultures, and I experience the world from a different perspective. And I connect with other adventurous people that I meet along the way. I hope you found this video to be insightful about if you are looking to travel, and some of the little hangups that you might see here and there along the way, but nothing that should deter you from traveling full-time or part-time or for vacation. Traveling is an experience that I wish for everybody to go through at some point in their life, and I hope you get to see some really cool parts of the world too. If you like this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to learn more about my career as a freelance model. I talk about my industry for photographers, models, and just showcase my behind the scenes of my photo shoots. And if you'd like to learn even more from me, feel free to check the information that I have linked in the description down below. Thanks again for tuning into today's video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye now!